Jesus! Hey, get your hand out of there. So, good evening, dorks and dorkettes. Getting on my nerve. Anyways, so today is all about him,
Yay.
not me.
Yeah.
I'm just here to say hi. Today he will be speaking, and I will be nowhere to be found. I might just go into the next room and do whatever I want.
Just gonna play Animal Crossing. No bells.
No knees. Alright, so welcome back to Two Dorks, One Channel. We know our videos have been very inconsistent lately. Things have been all over the place. I don't even know where to begin to explain any of that.
We're tired. We both work full-time jobs.
It's been
There
very
you go.
hard.
It's not that hard.
We're trying our best, I promise. We're gonna get back to a normal, consistent schedule. Yeah.
I just woke up, by the way, so don't mind me.
He took a nap. It's a snow day from work. It's a snow day from work. That's the only reason why we even have time to film. But yeah, that's about it. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll hand this all off to you now.
Oh boy.
Have fun. Enjoy. Try not to fall asleep.
I can't with that glaring light in my eye.
You want me to turn it off?
It's no, it's fine. They won't be able to see me if you turn it off.
They'll see you. Shh. What's your point? What is?
Got to become friends, go away. You disrespected Snorlax! So, the other day, actually like probably a week or two ago, I, by accident, figured out someone was trying to scam me through Indeed, which I didn't even know people were trying to do. So this is gonna be a very odd story. So, first of all, I didn't even apply to this place. I haven't even touched my Indeed account in months since I've been working at my new job. So I really haven't had a need to go to this place. Regardless, this is for a data entry thing, which I do know how to do, but I don't want to do it. So, I don't know if this is even a real company. I'm going to have all what I'm reading off of on the side over here or over there. I don't know. Whatever I decide to do. So, I get this email, and it's like, oh, thanks for your application, blah, blah, blah. Now, the whole different thing is, this wasn't through Indeed's email thing. This is through a private email, which obviously I'm going to black out everything so you can't, go and annoy these people, because I know some people just decide to go ahead and do that. But I figured I'm going to let everybody else know, just in case somebody that doesn't know what I know about email scams gets screwed over like this. And I'm kind of an asshole, and I will fuck with a scammer when I know they're a scammer, because I have nothing better to do with my life, apparently, besides Pal World, get the game. So this is how this whole thing started. After that official email where they were reviewing my application, I get this email, and it goes, "Hi, hello, good morning. Your resume was forwarded us by blah, blah, blah. As a referral, I'm contacting you in regards to your resume. Call center rep position at such and such place." Now, already red flag. 2 companies' names in one email. Normally, that's not a big deal if you're going through like a hiring company, blah, blah, blah. Like, some people do that for, like temp to hires, whatever. But I looked up both of these. One company doesn't exist. The other one is temporarily closed in New York. Now, being a remote job, that's not really that much of a big deal, but it is closed, even if it's temporarily. I tried calling this company, I got no response. I tried emailing their HR rep. We'll get to that. His email blocked me the moment I tried to email him, so I'm not sure what the hell that was all about. But anyway, so I get that. So this is where another red flag is. Interview instructions. You're required to contract the hiring manager on Signal Messenger for an interview. Now, for those who don't know, Signal Messenger is an actual app. It's not like, like a scam app or anything like that. It's kind of similar to WhatsApp and whatever. But the thing is they inserted a hyperlink that you can see here. I know never to click those. Other people may not. Don't ever do that, because you'd be stupid to. So what I did is I looked up the name of it on my phone itself. I went and searched it in the App Store, and it was a real thing, so I downloaded it that way, because I don't know what that hyperlink is. I really don't. And then the company website, like the company name that they were using, was an actual company, but again, that's the one that's closed in New York. Excuse you, Light. But anyways, going back to this email, it says, you can download the app, blah, 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 and add the hiring manager, and they gave me his... Thanks.
Sorry about the light malfunction.
I didn't know it had a timer on it. So they gave me his ID number, which I guess is how that app works. I don't know, I guess. So I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and email this guy, or text the guy. I sent him an email, and I'm already like, this interview is going to be done through text. I don't know of any company ever doing that. So I'm like, okay, that's not fucking normal. That's kind of weird. So I just sent him an email. You can see it's like, professional email, blah, blah, blah. Then he says this. Kindly send a message to your assigned HR manager, blah, blah, blah. He awaits your message to begin as your swift and timely response matters a lot, as this is an immediate hiring position. Red flag number 2. I get told to email one person, and now I'm being told to message another person. Now, why not just have me directly message that person? Seems a little weird. I was like, okay, fine, I'll do that. So I basically copy and pasted the same message. So and you'll see right here, and it starts off like a regular conversation. I'm not going to show all the messages, because it's like, I kind of treated it like an official interview. I was just like, okay, I'm a troll sometimes. I have to do it. So he starts asking me questions, like, can you do this? Can you do that? And here's where another red flag comes up. So the initial one in a previous email that said it was like $24.95 an hour, which I don't understand why they're doing the 95 cents, just round it up to $1. I don't know. That's just my OCD, whatever. So this is where the problem comes in. Wage is $32.95 an hour. Okay. So we just added on $8 more. I mean, cool, but another red flag. I'm like, And then they say, like the 27 for your training, blah, blah, blah. And I asked them about it. They're like, oh, it was an error on Indeed. Again, never actually applied. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And they ask, like more stuff, the duties and responsibilities of it, and the supervisor, and blah, 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 blah. And then we get to, let's see, hang on while I read, because I'm very slow at reading. So I asked them, like, like hardware questions and stuff like that, and going through my job experience with you guys. If you guys want to see it, I can put it up there, but it's just, I wasn't lying to the guy, but I wasn't telling him everything either. It's like, am I currently employed? Like what I'm looking for. Here's another problem. Via direct, now this being a remote job for a company that's in another state, it is normal for companies to require, your bank accounts and stuff like that to do direct deposit and stuff like that, or you can have it mailed to you. I don't know what people's preferences are. Me, I'm lazy, so I prefer direct deposit, but I sure as hell wasn't giving this guy any information about my bank. But I gave him the name of a bank, not my bank, just because I did not trust these people. So it was like, as far as my bank, mine is blah, blah, blah. I've been there for 18 years. I don't know why they asked for how long my bank account's been there. I mean, I've had it since I was 16, maybe 17. I don't know. So I wasn't lying, but I wasn't telling him the actual name of my bank. Fuck him. Then, let's see. And they were asking for my phone number and my address to send official paperwork to and stuff like that. And I gave them our address, but I didn't give them our actual address. In other words, I gave them the street address, but I didn't tell them which apartment we were in because no. And I'm going to get into what I did when something got sent here. And it's going to sound very extremely paranoid of me, but it's for good reason. So they're orientation, going through all this, random stuff, asking what my email is and stuff like that. So let's see. So your employment information will be documented in due time, sending me an email with all the documents if I'm to be hired, blah, blah, blah. Standard stuff. They're going to send me laptops, and they're going to send me all this equipment and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, cool, work laptop, blah, 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 blah. And, asking about software that I've used, if I use certain things with Macs and stuff like that. And I don't use Mac that much. I use PC just because they're cheaper. But I've used Macs before. I just don't really give a shit about them. But start going over, okay, well, this is our benefits package, da-da-da-da. Let's see. Get through all this time. Now, the first day of texting this dude, he just concludes it. Now, mind you, this is a span of a half an hour. The dude took forever to type. So he's just like, oh, okay, that's it for today. Can you be on here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for an update? Because, again, supposedly it was going to take 2 to 3 days to, verify and do all this stuff to officially make me an employee of theirs. Now I'm like, okay, that seems a little fast, but okay. So I told him, I was like, dude, I'm working. I have a job. I'm going to be at work. I can't be on my phone texting you constantly because of the nature of my job. I can't do that. And he goes, tomorrow's update would only last for 30 minutes. You'll have time to complete it, okay? I'm like, can't we just do it at 12? Go on a break at 12. I got a 45-minute break. I can do it then. He did not budge. And he's just like, well, just text me when you can, starting at 8, and we'll just do it that way. I was like, I don't understand what the problem was, why you need me to do it at 8, but okay, sure, whatever. I'll check my phone when I can. Fast forward to the next day, and he's just like, all right, you ready for today's update? And I was like, yeah, sure. He goes, oh, they approved your application. I thought it was going to take 2 to 3 days. Interesting. And it's just and consider you for the position, blah, 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 blah. Hey, the way they worded it to make it sound like I was some champion, as you can see, I'm like, yeah, okay, you guys are fucking full of shit. So I was just like, yeah, sure, yeah, great, yeah, looking for this opportunity, yeah, whatever. And then they were like, we prepared your paperwork, complete, blah, 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 blah. You'd receive it by the end of the day. I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever, all right. All right, update in the morning, start paycheck for purchasing and materials, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then here's the next thing. So when we get to this piece of mail that I'm going to show you guys, this is what really started to sketch me out. So they said that they're going to send me in the mail a check for $400 to buy my own ink and stuff like that through specific vendors that they have done business with. Now, that could be true for most businesses. I'm pretty sure that's a standard thing. But why would I need a check from you when you could just go ahead and order the stuff and have it sent to my house yourself? Like most businesses would do if you're working from home and stuff like that. Again, I don't know entirely how it works, but I'm pretty sure a company could just go ahead and do that instead of giving me a check to cash myself and do that. But we'll get back to that in a minute. So they ask, to my mailbox or the front door? I tell them, front door. Or they actually didn't ask, they were just like, yeah, just kind of did that, kind of just read that wrong.
You know how fucking stupid you have to be to even think something like that, let alone say it publicly and act like you're fucking serious.
Anyways, shut up. So I had the next day off, and they said it's going to be there by 8 in the morning. So the very next morning, I drop her off at work every day, like Monday to Friday, early in the morning. So I come home, and it's about a little before 7. So what I do in here is I do my morning routine, making my food and stuff like that. I decide around like 7:40, 7:50, I'm getting in my car, and I'm going to park across the street of our apartments. Now, there's an apartment building right here, an apartment building right here. I'm over here, and I'm watching to see who the hell is bringing this paperwork supposedly in. So I see UPS pull up, and a dude, carrying something, just goes into the building, and that happens all the time. And I was like, okay, cool. Then I get the notification from the guy on here, oh, the package was delivered, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay. So I go back in, I park my car, I go back in the apartment because I did that because I didn't know who these people are. The fact that I had to give them my info, well, actually, I didn't have to. I was being stupid, and I actually gave them my location, but
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
I never told them what apartment I was in, so they have no clue where the fuck I would be. They would have to knock on every single door to figure out who I am. They don't even know what I look like. They don't even know what my actual name was, because I sure as hell didn't give them my actual name.
Why the fuck you lying?
But anyways, they say, oh, okay, we'll talk then. So then I open up the mail, and I look at the check. Now the check, as you remember, was for $400. This is probably the greatest red flag I've ever seen. This is for $6,890. Now, as you can see, that is substantially more than $400. And I was like, all right, I have had enough of this. I am not responding to these people anymore. Because now I know beyond a doubt something is very wrong. So this is the letter that came with it. And if this don't sound like some Mission Impossible tone to it, I don't know what it is. And they don't even actually have my name on this. They just go, "Dear recipient, this is Mr. John Lewis from the company's payment department." Who the fuck is that? And they don't have the company name on this. They don't have shit. This is like straight up fucked up. You are required to notify me via this email address. I'm not emailing you. Once you have the check in your possession, then report to your supervisor, employer, hiring manager immediately to get further instructions. You are to make proper use of these funds as instructed by either your supervisor, employer, or hiring manager attached to you. Via online, make sure you notify me via email, proper full report, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, this is what we need you to do, how the funds were used as directed, exact date the money that was used, the amount deposited, amount sent, money used for a specific purpose. And, please endeavor to follow the instructions so proper documentation can be made to keep track of all steps, transactions, and payments made to avoid issues arising. Do not shred or destroy these instruction notes. And right then and there, I knew exactly what they were trying to do. Had I cashed that check, what they would have said is it's done in error, pull the money out of your bank, and send it back to us or something like that. Or they would go in and have direct access to my bank account, which then they could do God knows what with. There isn't a lot in there. So you wouldn't get much out of me. But still, these people would try and pull that. And once I saw that, I was like, yep, nope, I'm done with actually talking to these people. And this dude the very next day was like, hello, good morning, how are you today? Tried to fucking call me. And it was just like, hello? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done with that. I'm all set. And so what I decided to do is I'm a snoop. I went on to Google. I Googled the company's name that they mentioned. I looked up the names of all their top people in there, and one name kept coming up over and over again. So I emailed this guy. I was just like, my name's Jeremy. I'm just confirming the legitimacy of this email. If you please let me know. If not, you can provide more details, blah, blah, blah. And immediately I was blocked from this guy. So I'm like, this could be a private email. Unless you're inside the network, you can't receive the email from it. Or I don't know. Maybe it's a email that just doesn't work. I don't know. But after that, I was just like, you know what? This is 100% a fucking scam. So this is kind of more like a public service announcement of anything else, other than me just sitting here bitching and complaining. But yeah, apparently be careful if you're using Indeed, because now they're doing scams through that. And yeah, this was really interesting. And if you guys want, I could start showing you guys what I do to scam bots too. Probably wouldn't be doing a lot of talking. I'd probably just have it set up on the screen or something like that and use funny voices. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been dealing with for the last week and a half. Just screwing with a scammer. Yeah.
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 I'm hungry and tired. I think I'm gonna go back to sleep now.
That's great.
But this is why we say don't feed the trolls.
Yeah, seriously, don't feed them.
But yeah, other than that, what do we want them to do?
We want you to like, because deep down inside you know you want to. We want you to subscribe, because deep down inside you also know you want to do that. We also want you to follow our Twitter and our Instagram, which we're going to put both links in the bottom of the description of this video, of course. And don't feed those goddamn trolls, because that's what they want.
And clearly they try to make you sign almost $7,000 checks to gain
Yeah,
access to your
don't-
bank accounts.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't do it.
Oh, and we got something else coming that you guys are gonna like.
We have a surprise
So.
coming. I know I've mentioned it a couple
We
of times.
wanted to put it in this video, but
We were supposed to do it last week and it didn't end up happening, and then we tried to do it this week and
enough.
there were just some things there were a few things that didn't pan out.
Like
but
this
it will-
snowstorm.
It will 100% be released next week.
Yep.
Can't wait to show you guys what we got in store.
Yeah, we're still fucking weird.
I mean, yeah, we're always gonna be weird.
But, yeah. Bye.
Bye! Watch out for Tom Nook, he's a crook.
Bars.
For days, man.